Are we recording? Oh yeah, excellent. Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, you know that. This is, well, would normally be my Sunday chat, but today I thought I'd do something a bit different. I just thought I'd do a bit of a catch-up really today, so it's going to be a very informal sort of thing. Hence I've got just a simple microphone on a camera, camera's on automatic, it's all just going to be a bit raw today. And I'm just going to talk you through some of the things that have been going on behind the scenes, and just a bit of a chinwag and a catch up for the next 10 minutes. I hope that's all right, something a little bit different. And then next week, this the week coming, yes, more out and about doing some filming as we normally do. So with that, let me think of the things I'm going to talk about. Oh dear, I don't know what's in the air at the moment, or it must be in my garden, I reckon. I've got some weird allergy. I never had an allergy before, but I've not been able to stop sneezing this morning. On and on and on. And I've got a sore nose, and it's just a bit weird. I think it's to do with an old fir tree that I had that, not a fir tree, a fir hedge, and I took it out, and I think it's just where it's died. All the particles are flying about and have gone up my nose. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I've got here, you may remember in a video I did, I was planting hollyhocks. These are the sort of traditional English country garden flowers that you would see in front gardens of, you know the sort of timber framed houses that you'd walk past in the country, and they go, oh lovely, lovely array of old traditional flowers, and I think they come up to about this high, something like that. Well, I've been growing them, and they've taken a bit of while. I think I put the wrong compost in, so they've taken a bit of time, but they are slowly growing. I'm very thrilled to see my hollyhocks. I've been watering them every day, and I've had them on my windowsill at the front of the house. Very soon I'm going to have to replant them, I reckon. But yeah, they're coming on quite nicely, so I'll let you know once they're about 6 inches, 9 inches, and then I can transpose them into the garden. They won't flower this year, but apparently next year they will, so fingers crossed on that. Another thing that I've been experimenting with, and I've known about this obviously for some time, I don't know exactly what the health benefits are, but mint tea. I've been making some mint tea. Oh, it's gorgeous. This is spearmint, but I also have got ordinary traditional mint, and I just bought them last year in plant pots, put them on my windowsill. But very easy to make, very simple but very refreshing, especially on a hot day like we've had at the moment. Mint tea. So very easy. It's handy if you've got like something to put the mint in, or whatever the herb is that you want to make your tea out of, because then you can pull it out and just let that steep in there for 5 minutes, something like that. Boiling water gets all the goodness of the mint, and yeah, have a relaxing slurp. Whilst that's doing that, there's a gadget I want to show you. Hear that? That's the sound of the road outside the front of my house. It's been like that all the way through lockdown, really has. It's been a busy road. So my impression of lockdown is not very locked down, basically. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to show you. As you know, sometimes when I'm going out, do a lot of filming with my little GoPro. This is the GoPro 7. I also have the GoPro 8, and they're very good little cameras for what they are, and particularly for the size. And you can put them in on a little handle like this, or I haven't got a handle, and they're quite discreet. But some people have asked, hey Richard, have you been using your drone when you've been out and about filming? And the answer is no, I haven't. I have got a drone, I have yet to fly it. As soon as lockdown is out the way, or possibly after what Boris Johnson might say, might give me a hope that I can go out and fly it, because it's not strictly exercise flying a drone, so I haven't done that. But people have said, how come you've got some aerial views where it seems to be travelling? And of course the secret is I have had my GoPro on a pole, but this is not any ordinary pole. Let me just put this gadget in here to show you. That goes in there like that. This is the little GoPro holder that we've all come to love. Anybody who's used a GoPro knows exactly what it is. Using their mounts, I've put them on this simple using their mounts onto this pole. Now this pole is actually, people might recognise that, it's called Rode. Rode is a name who an Australian firm who makes microphones, and this is actually a boom pole. In other words, if you were on a film shoot and you wanted to film people's dialogue, you'd actually put the microphone on the end of the boom, you'd hold it up like this above their heads, and you would track what they do. Now I've had one of these, don't use it very often because I don't really do drama as such where I'm recording people in that way, and it suddenly dawned on me, oh yeah, I could get some high shots. So I could be up here, I can adjust the GoPro, and yeah, I can get some wacky shots. So sometimes I'm walking with it right above me like this, so that I get the leaves in the canopy of the trees, and sometimes I get it really low on the ground, and you can hold it like really low as if you're walking a dog to get some of those effects. So that really helps, just that sense of travelling. But as people had asked, I thought I'd show you what I've started to use. You'll see more of that, no doubt. Of course, it's all clobber you've got to carry about when you're on your walks. Better put it back. There we go. Cheers. The tea is all ready. This is my back room. It's now a studio, and some people know that in my back room I do the Vobes show, which is a silly show that I do in the evenings on a YouTube channel called The Vobes Show. And we do videos and we do talks, and people call up on my phone and they chat to me, and we do a live show. It's a live show. People go out and they make their own videos and we share them, and it's a streaming show and goes out 8 o'clock Monday to Friday, sometimes at the weekends. We're doing it all every day at the moment during the lockdown. The other thing that I do in the studio is the Board Explorer Live, and you may have seen that. We've been reading a number of books. This is a Narrow Boat by LTC Rolt. I do that at 2 o'clock at the moment. We were doing it at 9 in the morning, but we've moved it now till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm reading it, and we read a chapter online, and the audience then can sort of talk to me and we have a chat about it. Sometimes I read reasonably well, sometimes I read atrociously. I think that's part of the charm, allegedly, of it. It's only on for about 45 minutes for an hour every day, but that seems to have gone down really well, actually. I've enjoyed that. We've also read this is JB Priestley's, sorry about the nose streaming by the way, English Journey, which we read, in which JB Priestley took a trip in 1933 from Southampton up north. That was fascinating to read that, and this is a trip on a narrow boat, obviously, and this is in 1939. We've only got a few more chapters to go on that, and then I'm hoping we can crack on with this one, which is by H.V. Morton, I Saw Two Englands, and this is a glimpse of pre-war England in 1939 and 1940. I'm quite fascinated by that particular time period, so be interesting to read his journeys around and how he saw things differently as we started to gang up for war, or gear up for war I should say. So they've been going down very well. As indeed is the spearmint tea. Oh, there we are. I have to say this tea is going down very well. I'm in my back garden. My back garden, very small. It's not much more than an alley really. I've got a shed just here and then my neighbour's fence here. So it's not much space, not much to grow anything or that sort of thing. And as you can see, I've got logs. They're all stacked up here, but I'm running out. I've got some, probably last another 2 or 3 weeks, probably. But what I like to do is to order the logs in advance and get them airing as long as possible so that they dry out, so that they're not green. Sometimes when you order logs, they're not quite 100% seasoned, so it's best to have them standing out here. I've got these lovely little covers on these racks where they can just dry out, and they're doing marvellously. I've got an SE Ironheart wood burning stove. That's the only way I can cook on, apart from one of these induction hobs that I've also got. So I get through logs quite a lot all the way through, and especially in the summer on a nice day like this, although I don't actually light it until probably about 4:30. For 5 o'clock it warms, takes about an hour to warm up, and I can cook on it. It heats my water. If I've got any clothes that need drying, I'll hang them up in the kitchen, although weather like this, of course, they'll hang up anywhere. I need to get a line actually. I used to have a line in here, but keep forgetting to buy one. Anyway, my question is, I don't know if anybody else has ordered logs, but I'm wondering if local log firms are working. I hope they're working and they've not been furloughed, because I want to order some logs and I need to have a delivery. It's usually just one person, so they can deliver safely. So I'm going to give them a ring in the week coming and see if I can get some logs coming in. After all, I've been baking bread and I've loved it. That's all I've got left. That's all I've got left. This tiny little loaf, and actually this was a bit of an error. So I'm going to have to go and bake some more bread either today or tomorrow, because this will probably get me through today. But as you can see, it's actually quite small and it's flat. Normally it's a bit higher. And what happened is, and it can happen, and I'm learning about baking bread, is that after you've done all the kneading and it rises, and then you knock it back and you knead it and it rises again, if you haven't kneaded it sufficiently, it can sort of collapse a bit like a souffle. It rises, you transport it to the oven and it goes voomp. All the air somehow just goes away. I don't really understand what's going on in terms of the chemicals, but I know it goes flat, and then in the oven it doesn't lift up again, it doesn't rise. And that's happened twice now, and I've baked about, I don't know, about 11 or 12 loaves since I started baking. I've given a few to the lovely Julia, who's appreciated them. And I've had that happen, as I say, a couple of times. And I think it is just down to the fact that I haven't kneaded it long enough. You've got to give it a good 15 minutes. Your biceps should really start to ache by the time you get to it. So I should be making some more bread. I have to time it carefully, because obviously it's going in my SE, and I want my SE to be lit at the right moment. You can't just switch it on and bung it in. So there's a bit of planning going on in there. But hopefully, yeah, my Sunday or my Saturday afternoon after my reading will be baking bread. Well, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed my little behind the scenes Sunday catch up rather than the Sunday chat. Obviously I've been out and about, and the videos that I've made are online. You can go and check them out. Perhaps next Sunday we'll get back to an ordinary Sunday chat, but let me know what you think. If you enjoyed the behind the scenes, it's been a very simplistic sort of have a look round what I'm up to. I'm hoping that after Boris speaks on Sunday today, that when this goes out, there is a little lightening of the lockdown. We can go further afield, perhaps have longer out for our exercise, and do some more interesting things and keep the videos coming. But anyway, in the meantime, thank you so much for all your comments and your support. Sorry if I don't get to answer all the comments as often as I would like. It's quite a lot of you commenting. I love it. So keep that going. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the videos. Appreciate all the support. And I'll get out into the countryside and in some of the villages and towns as soon as I can get further afield, as I say, to bring you some of our landscape, heritage and nature. So there we go. That's it. Now, all I've got to do, it's all in the camera. I've got to edit it all together so that you can watch it and enjoy. Till next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Now, how do I turn it off again?